lose their temper, as they so often. Donald Trump is a fascist. Republicans lose their temper, as they so often do.
Or you put it into a manifest piece. I gotta say, I still don't know what the joke is.
He's not
expectant widow. I mean, they keep trying to explain
Charlie Kirk's death, his murder on live television. That body was still unburied when Kimmel was making jokes. And it was so insensitive.
It doesn't matter if it's sensitive. It's the First Amendment. It doesn't matter if it's insensitive. It doesn't matter for those things. But you don't get attacked by the president. What this really just shows is that...
You can go on a podcast and say all these things. You can have a subtitle.
You can also say it on broadcasting.
I impeach the guy, and I'm sitting here talking about it, right? Like, you see me in the concentration camps right now.
No, I'm referring to other
fascist.
Do you not think he has fascistic tendencies? Do you not
think they're trying to take him
off the air?
Hello, everybody. Guys, do I have a nice dinner for you tonight or what? The most decorated soldier on the force, Agent 00 Deep Throat Scott Jennings, on a new mission, Operation Man-Eater. Let's get into this segment, and we'll talk about it.
Viewed as government retaliation, the president's personal vendetta against Jimmy Kimmel is getting amplified by the White House. This morning, Trump took to social media to again call for Jimmy Kimmel's firing after the late-night host joked that the First Lady looks like an expectant widow in a sketch last week. The call to fire Kimmel has since been reposted by the White House in an interview this afternoon. Trump
went the freedom of speech.
But he's not a funny guy. He's got no ratings, and I don't understand how he can be on air. I think ABC is putting themselves in great jeopardy, actually. You know, they've already paid me $16 million. George Slopadopoulou said things that were untrue. Paid me $16 million.
In a press conference this afternoon, FCC Chairman Brendan Carr wouldn't say whether his agency's review of Disney would include Kimmel.
Will the Jimmy Kimmel, will that all or any speech issues be part of this review? It's solely restricted to DEI, the early license reviews.
Our DEI review is going to continue, and it's going to be part of that. We are calling their licenses in for early renewal. I think they have 8 station licenses. Disney, as part of the filing, is going to have to come in and demonstrate that they've been operating in the public interest. And the agency has a lot of case law out there that describes in detail what those public interest obligations are, and they're going to have to demonstrate that they've met their burden.
Is this the last indicator you'll ever need to use?
Okay, sorry about that.
It's easy to work, and so far, it's made targeting
that is crazy.
Become as simple as following
that person doing all that.
Hi, this is pro-investor Lance Blue.
Public interest obligations are, and they're going to have to demonstrate that they've met their burden.
So there's a lot of words being said there.
I like this man right here on the right who's posted this thing. Make sure you follow him. I give the credit to the creator that actually did the video.
Speech. Kimmel's suspension puts the spotlight on Brendan Carr. Brendan Carr suggests it's worthwhile for the FCC to probe the view. The FCC says the late-night daytime talk shows must offer equal time. That's in January. In February, Brendan Carr says the FCC has initiated enforcement proceedings over the view. In March, he threatens the broadcaster's licenses over negative coverage of the Iran war. And then now there's this. So if you just divorce this moment from all the other moments in the last 8 months, maybe you might believe him. But there's a lot of history here that points to targeting of ABC over
the eyes of that
viewpoints that they disagree with on their broadcast.
Yeah, and there's real issues about the equal time rule, other elements like that. I don't like the president jawboning. I especially don't like the president jawboning when it is keeping Jimmy Kimmel. It's the same dynamic that we see with interest rates. The more he says we should lower interest rates, the independence of the Fed keeps them the same, even when they would have lowered them absent that. Jimmy Kimmel would probably be fired if Donald Trump, stopped talking about him. Because I swear to God, this is the only time I ever hear about Jimmy Kimmel. I've never heard somebody say, hey, you know what? Jimmy Kimmel had a funny joke the other day. I've never, ever, ever heard anyone say that. I'm tired. I'm tired of Jimmy Kimmel. Let him fade off into obscurity. Let his memory be the man show, which somehow has not resulted in his cancellation 20 years later.
Do you think
he's so damn whiny?
Yeah, tell me about it, buddy.
You realize how dramatic Republicans always are?
Yeah.
Just so damn performative. Everything is just deeply emotional, dramatic.
I don't know many men who does that.
The reason it bothers Trump so much, and it doesn't bother him that, let's say, I talk shit about him, is because of the popularity. Same reason he's pissed at Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson. It's because they are known. Trump doesn't know who the hell I am. He surely knows who Kimmel is. So does millions of people. But to a more important point, does it not bother you, MAGA Kurt Cobain, that this is the leader of your party, of the Republican Party, that in the middle of a disastrous war that's causing the global economy to be crushed, this is where his focus is at? No,
Exactly what he said. Right now, we are on a crisis of gas prices going up. Everything's going up. He's worried about a damn joke. Come on, man. Be a man.
doesn't bother you. What bothers you is that people are mentioning Jimmy Kimmel's name. Like, these people are such a joke. I wouldn't be able to contain myself with some of these comments if I'm on that panel.
Exactly.
I think that this is the FCC trying to execute on Trump's desire to have Jimmy Kimmel punished.
I mean, I honestly don't know. I mean, there are normal things that occur in the course of reviewing the license. Obviously, the rhetoric around this goes above and beyond that. If there's any actual action taken, it goes above and beyond that. I just, as somebody who actually appreciates the First Amendment, I think the idea of like allowing Jimmy Kimmel to be a martyr for the First Amendment is something that sickens me.
Scott?
Yeah, I did speak to Brendan Carr too the other day about this issue, and he had explained that they were already in this early review process, that there is some sort of DEI review going on with the licenses. It's been going on over time. They do have the ability to call them in for an early review. I'm not totally steeped in all the bureaucratic processes there, but there's a legitimate thing that the FCC does. On the Kimmel piece, I gotta say, I still
I like her. She looking at her like
he's not expectant widow. I mean, they keep trying to explain that this was a joke, and how can we go after people who are just telling jokes? I've yet to hear anybody explain to me.
I guess the
what's the
question
joke? What's the joke?
Does it matter whether it was a joke or not?
Well, they're saying
because I don't know that speech has a joke
maybe it doesn't. But for them to then, and he's been pretty defensive about it the last couple of nights. But for them to say, "Oh, we're just out here telling jokes," I wish somebody could explain to me what is the joke about wish casting to death of the President of the United States or anybody else.
Well, I have two questions for you. I mean, one would be, again, does it really matter whether it was a joke or not? But secondly, I'm just going to play this because this is Trump talking at the White House on Tuesday about his marriage to Melania. Listen.
And they were married.
Shut up, Trump. Guys, Scott knows what Kimmel meant. A middle schooler would understand the joke.
Exactly.
The iterations of it has been done since forever. Like, this party, the Republican Party, guys, is becoming the party of crybabies. They whine about everything. They changed the Cracker Barrel logo. They cry about that. Jimmy Kimmel, like everything. Just shut up. People are tired of you whining when gas prices are at average gas prices are at $4.37.
Yep, that's correct.
People are tired of you bitching when they can't afford their bills.
That's correct.
Can't afford groceries.
Yes.
Have to cut back on normal
yes,
necessities.
I agree about that.
Like, the joke is clear. It's about how abhorrent and old this idiot is. That any trophy wife would be glowing at the thought of him not existing anymore. It's a joke. And this is America, pendejo. He's allowed to say, like, enough with the crying. You don't like free speech all of a sudden when it hurts your little feelings, right? Your little fragile feelings. Now you want a little safe space, huh? Now you want a little regulation. Remember how giddy guys they were when Elon Musk bought Twitter? So they can freely say the N-word and other bigoted garbage free of charge.
For 63 years. And excuse me if you don't mind. That's a record we won't be able to match, darling. I'm sorry. Just not going to work out that way. We'll do well, but we're not going to do that well. 63 years.
I don't think she understands what he said.
That was a joke.
Well,
I don't think he's living to 120.
That was a joke.
He is 80. She's much younger. He's not going to be around for. Kimmel's problem is he's not very funny.
Kimmel says that that's the point that he was trying to make.
The morning of the morning of Charlie Kirk's death, or the night after, he revealed his true, I think, gutter instinct where it comes to Trump. He hates Trump so much, Kimmel, that he could, use that platform, and he hates. With Charlie Kirk's death, his murder on live television, that body was still unburied when Kimmel was making jokes.
I like that young man. That man is doing so good. The other one on the right, on the left hand.
Mustachio bastard is a liar. Kimmel did not make
This
fun of
man right
Charlie Kirk's
here.
death.
This one right here. I like him. I
He's
like
such
his
a
show.
liar. He cried. Jimmy Kimmel cried about it. He didn't think that was okay, obviously. He was clearly making fun of Trump and how he doesn't give a crap about Charlie dying. And that's a damn fact. Everyone knows Trump because when a reporter asked him about it, he basically ignored the question and talked about how pretty the ballroom is going to be. That was the joke Kimmel made. These people are such crybabies.
Mm-hmm.
Any other person would ignore this. But the man is
Exactly.
such a little
I
wimp.
would know this.
Like, dude, you're in a war. Hocus, focus, pocus. And Harali, he's such a effing idiot. He's such a punk ass.
It's the First Amendment. It doesn't matter if it's insensitive. It doesn't matter if it's funny. It's the First Amendment.
But
And
Trump has said so
clearly-
many
Yes, but you also can't say profanity on FCC regulated channels. No, I'm saying there are limitations that are imposed because they're using public spectrum.
With fines. You get fines for those things, but you don't get attacked by the president.
Wait a damn minute, Papi. Papi, no profanity? Do we have to do it, guys? DJ Papi,
Put that track.
Name one political concession. Name one political concession.
Whoa.
Honestly,
I'm not going to have this, guys. Everybody, hang tight. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Everybody calm down.
On live national television, no less.
Yes.
Surely someone's children could have been watching that obscene profanity by Scott Jennings.
Exactly.
Surely we should be hearing about an investigation into Scott, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or into whatever CNN about removing him. I'm just asking questions.
Yes.
Like Fucker Carlson says.
Yes.
I'm just asking questions.
Exactly.
Wow, look at the party of Christian values, guys, huh?
They're
Scott
not
was
part
such
of
a
Christian
dirty,
values,
dirty
though.
mouth in more than one way.
I just created simple product videos for
Hold
all
on.
these different products.
There's commercials going on.
No API keys.
I'm not allowed
Christian
to
values, guys, huh?
commercial.
Scott was such a dirty, dirty mouth in more than one way.
Really just shows us
He can
that
go on a podcast and say all these things. He can have a subtitle.
he could also say it on broadcasting.
Over the past few years, if you even so much as hint that Donald Trump is a fascist, Republicans lose their temper, as they so often do.
Or you put it into a manifesto after you try to assassinate him because you believe that he's a fascist and you think that justifies his assassination.
No, you guys have said that we shouldn't even
Stochastic
call
terrorism,
Donald
that's
Trump
the
a
phrase that
fascist.
you say.
And Donald Trump gets into office, he tries to remove comedians from the airwaves, and you guys run defense for it. Donald Trump tries to make a list of his political opponents that he wants to lock up, like, I don't know, Comey, Letitia James. He's talking about
I impeached the guy, and I'm sitting here talking about him, right? Like you see me in the concentration camps right now.
I'm referring
You're
to
not
other
a fascist.
Wait, do you not think he has fascistic tendencies? Do you not
I
think
don't
they're
think
trying to
they're
take
not
him off
You
the
think
air?
the term fascist is so fraught?
No,
No,
Donald
I
Trump is
don't.
taking comedians
You're
off
talking
the air.
about-
I don't think it's
You're
that
talking about
about
a political.
But hang on,
conclusion.
guys.
Somebody
Guys,
else.
well, I'll only interject to say this because we've played it before on the show. But Trump has repeatedly called his political opponents fascists,
Exactly.
communists, et cetera, et cetera.
Enemy
So
of
if
the
the
people.
word
I
fascist
remember
in and of
those.
itself is so beyond the line, Trump has crossed that line.
Additionally,
He has crossed.
It's simplistic rather than beyond the line.
Listen, my point is that if you're going to use it as an argument to say
He's
that
ignoring your
Democrats
point,
have
Abby.
gone too far, the president has gone just as far.
hold on, this isn't just about
I don't
Kimmel. It's
disagree
not.
in your rhetoric, it
Guys,
deserves
it's
some
not just
reflection
about
and
Kimmel.
concern. If that's
It's not just about Kimmel. Last night, we saw in Texas courts that the case for Alex Jones and Sandy Hook families, which has been going on for more than 8 years, these families have been tortured by this man for over a decade. He somehow found a legal loophole made just for him. Even lawyers don't totally understand what's happening here. And if you're watching this and you're in Texas, you should call your representative and ask, what the hell is happening with that deal? This goes to speech all across the spectrum, except for the people that align with the most extreme parts of the right.
Do you have a vested interest in that case?
Sorry?
Do you have a vested interest in the
Yeah, my
outcome?
partner owns The Onion, but also, do you not want the Sandy Hook families to get
No,
their
I
fair
do.
share?
I do. I think
Because right now,
Alex
this is
should be
the
out there.
only
I just
deal.
was saying, like, there are other externalities there when it comes to that. So I like disclosure. I like honesty.
Yes,
That's
And I
fair.
think the Sandy Hook
Sure.
families deserve every
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Next for us, will Democrat
Yeah, you like honesty. That's why you're Republican. Guys, I don't know if you caught it. Geraldo was like, oh, I don't agree with when Abby said, well, Trump has called his own political enemies, political opponents, fascists. And he's just like, I don't agree. What do you mean? He's on audio and video. He said it, you idiot. Like, these people are just, guys, they live in a made-up reality. They're in la la land. And at the end of the day, guys, this is about free speech. And Republicans just hate it when they are the butt of the joke. They cannot take it. They have, guys, these people are the softest people. I've told you, I've met many of them. All of them, soft as all hell. I think this segment is worth to watch because of, again, just the hypocrisy. How they just don't stand for a damn thing they say they do. And also, I think this is just to distract of what's obviously a complete blunder in this Iran war. He is grasping at any straws he can find. And I still think it's worth just showing how pathetic, unprincipled conservatives are. As soon as it gets close to home, they're all against all the things they were supposedly for. All in service for what? Something noble? No. Just this old, whiny, I mean, truly the most despicable piece of trash this country has ever produced. Trump. To each their own, I guess. Freedom. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. Please leave a like, subscribe. Really helps the channel. Really helps push the message out there. And I'll catch you in the next one.
What he said is true, man. It's true, man. Those Republicans do not go around and do anything to change the narrative of what they think of, but they always be thinking, trying to, the law is for my enemies, and my side should break the law and do whatever they want. But that's not the way democracy works. The law should supposed to be everyone. You do wrong, you pay the price. If you do right, you face the consequences. But I wish we all could vote and do the right thing and get the right people, because this is a mockery going on in the United States. And as a Christian man, I don't believe that we supposed to be forcing our Christian values across the board to make sure everyone live to our ideas. It should be a choice, so for them to follow the way of Christianity. It's not supposed to be a force. So, hey, this is my opinion. So, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so that way I could create more creating scratch that. Just subscribe to the channel so I could create more content so you could see stuff like that. So give me some time.